conclusions about the information what you are having. Right? So analytics is not a tool or technology. It's completely about how you think and how you represent the data and how you visualize the data. Right? That is very important. That is what we are mentioning here. Analytics is not a tool or technology. It's the way you are thinking and way you are acting on the particular data. So that matters. Right? Everyone will be having data. Right? Even I have a lot of data on my device. I have a lot of data on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. So a lot of data are available everywhere these days. Right? You cannot say that your data are available everywhere. Right? So how you are going to use the data and how you are going to utilize the data for either for your business purpose or either for your predicting in case of healthcare, how you are going to predict the data, right? And in case if it is organizational data, how you are going to use it for future use, right? So this is very important. How you are going to act on the data. Right? So if you go to a shopping mall or something like that, they get all your data, like your mobile numbers, for example. So what they do with the data, it depends upon the individual company which you're going. Right? Some people, they use the data efficiently for sending SMS if they get any offers or something like that. So how efficiently you're using the data matters. Right? Okay. Next slide, Lokesh. Next slide. Lokesh. So talking about this applications of data analytics, you can see a lot of applications I have mentioned. So your business analytics where it's used for your business planning, making you can come to a conclusion by using all the business data which you have. So you can go for personalized marketing. I think you can see a lot of Amazon, Flipkart, shopping sites where they use previously. Okay, you can see a lot of personalized marketing sites these days, like Amazon, Flipkart. They use recommendation engines, right? Once when you're searching for a particular, you have a lot of filtering options if you select for a particular product, right? So they use big data analytics and they use recommendation engines on their own, sort out and give an exact product for the customers, right? So analytics is being used in your personal marketing and mobile advertising. Right, so if you they check your shopping history and then your geolocation information based on the locations, whatever you are sharing, and based on they identify the customer's need based on the product whatever they are searching, and then they advertise it through SMS or through mail or whatever it may be. That will be a mobile advertising. And medical analytics, in case if you are going for a disease diagnosis, if you have a patient's history, complete history data, you can go for some disease diagnosis. You can go for predicting your health problems. You can go for your analysis of day-to-day activities if you are wearing a smartwatch or something like that, or else even your mobile device is monitoring your day-to-day activities nowadays. And sensor data, if you go for sensor data like fitness devices, a lot of fitness devices are available these days. So these fitness devices just give the smart data analytics based on weekly, monthly, daily basis, right? A lot of biomedical equipment are available these days. It identifies your blood level, blood sugar level, identifies your heartbeat, pressure, all those things. Organizational data, so biotechnology databases, a lot of open source data are available which are maintained by a lot of public organizations. People's data, I think a lot of human body measurements, health apps are available these days. Heart rate, social network data, right? So these data are also available. And smart data analytics, smart cities, smart home, pollution control, your theft prevention, energy conservation in your house, your traffic data. So everything can be monitored by using some sort of sensors. And spatial data, for example, your vehicle movement tracking, your climate analysis, weather forecasting, energy management, everything can be taken into a database. Everything can be stored separately, and then you can predict something with the future. With the present data, you can predict something with the future, right? So I have mentioned only few applications here. A lot of other applications are also there, like streaming analytics, which is booming now. So you can work on any one of these. Select any one. If you are a business analytics, if you are interested in business data, you can go for this business analytics. If you are interested in personalized marketing, you can go for that. If you are interested in IoT devices, you can go for smart data analytics, right? Sensor data. If you are interested in healthcare data like image processing data, you can take all the healthcare data and then you can work on this healthcare data. If you are interested in weather forecasting and climate changes, or if you want to identify some movement tracking or vehicle tracking, you can go for the spatial data analysis. So a lot of opportunities are available these days. Still, a lot of problems are there to be yet to be solved now. Okay. Location, next slide. Next slide, location. Okay. So before getting into this data analytics, so you'll be knowing this. What is the need of I know database. I have studied database like SQL. You have studied like MySQL or something you would have studied in your college. Right? So how it differs from data analytics. So that is very important, which you must know before getting into data analytics. So here, in case of database is concerned, it is very precious. Data are very precious. Say for example, your college data, the employee database in a company, right? But in case of data analytics, data are very cheap. It is openly available, like your social network data. I can see any one of your Facebook data. I can see any one of your tweets. I can see any one of your Instagram pictures, right? So data are cheap there. It is readily available. Anyone can take the data and I can work on that. I can come out with some solutions out of that. And data volume here, in case of your database, data volume is very modest. It is very small. Whereas in case in data analytics is concerned, data are very, very massive. You are going to deal with huge data like big data. And then examples, I've given some examples here. You can see that medical records, bank records, online clicks. In case of data analytics, you are checking your online clicks, sensor readings, tweets, GPS logs, all those things. Here you can see that priority is concerned. You can see consistency, error recovery, and auditability is there. Whereas in case of data analytics, the speed, availability is it's readily available always, and query rich. If you give any type of query, you will get answers for that. And then structured, it's strongly structured. It is having a proper schema in case of a database is concerned. Whereas in case there you don't have a proper schema, right? So it's weekly or none. It's not properly structured. It's unstructured, you can say. And then properties is concerned, you can see that you have a transactions and asset property, everything you might have studied in your database. And then here in case of database realizations, you just go for SQL, but here you have a lot of options. You can see that NoSQL, Apache River, MongoDB, Cassandra, Couch, HBase. So a lot of options you have. You can switch over to any one of those options and you can start working on this data analytics part. Next slide, Lokesh. So database is concerned, it's querying the past, and here data science is concerned, it's just querying the future. So how based on the data, whatever you have, you're going to query the future. Business intelligence is concerned, you're transforming the raw data to a meaningful information just for increasing your for your business analysis purpose, increasing your business purpose, right? So business intelligence, it handles enormous data, unstructured data, right? You mainly increasing your business opportunities for everyone, right? So I think you know about all those things. Lokesh. So many will be having an idea about how it differs from machine learning, whether machine learning is also the same as that of data analytics. So in case of machine learning, you develop new models, individual new models. So here in case of data analytics, you just explore many models and then you can compare many models and come out with a conclusion. So you can have some hybrid models and then you can come out with some conclusion. So you can, in case of machine learning, you have to prove mathematical properties of models. So here, in case if you just go for data analytics, you understand the empirical properties of the model. That's enough. And here, in case of machine learning, so you are going to improve and validate. So you go for relatively clean small data sets is also used for machine learning. Here, in case of going for massive data, right? So machine learning, you can go for publishing a paper or going for some patent or something like that. So in case of data analytics, you just take some action, put it over there on the screen for visualizing. That's enough, right? Maybe it can be published also in case of this. Okay. Next one. So coming to this data analytics life cycle. So actually I mentioned about what is a database and what is the intention of going for data analytics. So talking about this data analytics life cycle, you are having 6 phases of data analytics life cycle: data discovery, aggregation, planning of data models, data model execution, communicating results and findings, and operational optimization. So here you have to complete this first phase and then only you have to the second phase. It's not like that. You can switch over to a phase and then come back to the previous phase and then you can do your work. So you can mention move to another and back again is possible throughout this life cycle. You can go for data discovery and then go for aggregation, and then otherwise you can complete your data aggregation and then your data discovery is concerned. Okay. So this is the main advantage of going for this data analytics life cycle, following data analytics life cycle. Okay, next one, Lokesh.
Hi, Randa.
Next slide, Lokesh. Okay. So data discovery. So I'll just tell you what is meant by all these things. If you are interested in data analytics, I think you'll be basic information I'll just give you. So data discovery is concerned. So you'll be checking whether you have attempted any similar projects in the past. Right. So you just take those similar projects and you'll be checking whether you can learn something out of that similar projects. I think in your software engineering you might have studied this project capability based. Right. So it's something like that. You'll be checking the domain. You'll be checking for relevant history. Right. Whether the organization or else the business unit or else the project team has done something like that. So you'll be checking whether any sort of information can be identified or can be taken from those databases. So this is the first step which you'll be doing for data discovery. And then so you'll be checking for resource of how you support the project. So in terms of people, technology, date and time, you'll be checking for all these things. And then once when you're going for this, what are all the challenges that can be addressed in different phases, right? So that is very important. So and then formulating initial hypothesis, right? So what you are going for is formulating your hypothesis. So you will be just trying to test and from the data. So like for example, what type of data what you are going to analyze, what type of model you are going to use for that particular data, and then how you are going to visualize the data. So these are the things which will be identified at the initial once you for the data discovery. So irrelevant data, if you're having any irrelevant data, or if data are missing, once you're taking the data, if the data are missing, say for example, if you are taking data about MS Dhoni, and if it is having data about Sachin Tendulkar, or if it is having data about right, so you'll be deleting all those data which are irrelevant for your analysis if you are doing analysis about MS Dhoni alone, right? So and then that particular data set is having a lot of missing values, you will be imputing those missing values. This is very important. You cannot take the data as it is and you can work on that particular data, right? Say if you are taking all the videos of MS Dhoni and you are going to make an analysis about all those videos, right? So you'll be deleting all the text files, you'll be deleting all the comments, you'll be deleting all the posts, you'll be deleting all the images, you'll be removing all those. Right, and then you will be taking only the videos of MS Dhoni, and then you will be working on those data and you will be analyzing all those data. Right? Okay. Next slide, Lokesh. So the second one is your data preparation. So if you want, you can prepare an analytics sandbox in which you can take all the data and then you can do it. So you can perform an ELT or ETL to get data into the sandbox. What is this ELT and EDL? ELT is your extract, load, and transform, right? You extract the data, load the data, and then you are going to transform data, right? And then otherwise you can extract, transform, and then load, right? So it means that you are extracting the data from your internet, and then you are transforming it. The transform is nothing but you are just cleaning the data. Cleaning the data is very, very important. As I told you, you will be removing the missing values, you will be removing the unwanted data, and then you will be loading it for your analysis purpose or data analytics, right? So begin transforming the data so that you can work with it and analyze it. So whenever you are having a data, you should think about these two: extract, load, and transform, or extract, transform, and load. If the data are clean, you can extract, load, and transform. If the data are not clean, you extract, transform the data by means of cleaning, and then you load the data for your workspace for you to work. So this is very important. Okay. So familiarize yourself thoroughly with the data, and then take steps on conditions of the data. Familiarizing yourself in the sense the related data, which you are going to visualize it, which you are going to analyze it. So for the data point, you go to analysis part. Next one, Lokesh.
Hello, sir. Hello, sir. Hello, sir.
Next slide, Lokesh.
Just a second. I will mute everyone, sir.
Yes, Lokesh. Next slide.
Yeah, okay, sir.
Next slide, Lokesh.
This one, sir. This one.
No, I'm not getting the slide.
This one, sir. Model planning.
No, screen is not visible.
Just a second, sir. Now it's visible, sir.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So and then model planning. Once when you're going for model planning, so you determine the techniques and methods, whatever you're going to use for your data set, data analysis, and then so whatever models you're going to use, so you have to select those particular models, right? So the model selection is very, very important. I think a few model selections like predictive, some analytic techniques like categorization, association tools, regressions, right? So you can take a lot of these kind of models, whichever you want. You can take all those models. Model planning, you plan accordingly based on the data set and whatever analysis and visualization part you want to take. So based on that, you plan for that particular model, and then you decide that particular model, go for the model, right? So you may be familiar with your lot of data mining algorithms or machine learning algorithms. You can use any one such models here, and then you can go for that approach. Otherwise, you can select a hybrid approach, and then you can go for a hybrid approach, which is best suited for your application for that particular model, and then you can apply that particular model over there for your accurate results, or for your exact results, or for exact prediction of your results. Okay, so this is very important for model planning. Okay, next one. Location. Okay. Once again, you go for this model planning. If you are going for testing and training, right? You can develop data for testing and training can be done, right? So you must have some executing models and workflows. Workflows are really, very important for faster hardware and parallel processing. And then how do you communicate these results? So you identify your key findings based on some maps, and then how you are visualizing it, how you are summarizing your findings. You have to give a narrative or else a descriptive diagram based on your findings, right? So and then you convey it to your customers, like persons who have given you a project or persons who is going to see your project or something like that. So conveying is very, very important. So the complete history of whatever you have done, you're going to narrate it, and then you're going to make it into a summarize it, and then you're going to give the findings to the customers or the end users who is sitting in front of you. Next one. Location, next one.
Changed, sir. Actually, some delay.
Okay, so what all the types of big data you have? As I told you initially, you are not going to work with a SQL or as a structured data. Here you are going to work with only unstructured data, right? So as I told you, the structured data can be processed, stored and retrieved in a fixed format. I think you know very well about the structured data. Unstructured data, so this unstructured data is lacking in any specific form or else a structure, right? It's not having any structure. A good example, you can check your Google location. Like if I'm typing a particular location, right? Google just searches for that particular location, like, and it gives me that particular exact location to me. That is also one type of unstructured data which is readily available there. And then timestamp data. So once when it is timestamp data, say for example, you are logging into your Facebook and you are logging out of Facebook, the time duration. I mean, how many clicks you have made and what are all the things you have done in that time period, right? So everything, the user actions on a particular website, right? That is a good example of your timestamp data, right? So you capture that event time, and then your process time, everything you take based on time factor, and then you evaluate the data based on time factor. So these are all the three types of data which you are going to work, but our concentration is work only on your unstructured data. No. Okay, next one, Lokesh. So other different types of data which are readily available presently is your machine data, right? Which are being generated by systems, right? So the different technologies, based on different technologies which you use, and the infrastructures which you use, like your smartphones or something like that. And spatiotemporal data, so based on geographical data which you have. So based on countries, roads, lakes, buildings, so whatever you have, you take those geographical data, right? And then physical locations. Say for example, if I am moving from Vellore to Arcot or Arcot to Vellore, the physical location change over from time to time. So that which you are posting, like Facebook is also giving your location, nearby friends or something like that, right? So and then the open data. See, the open data are readily available for anyone to use at any time. Say for example, your Kaggle.com, your opendata.com, your dataworld.com. So these websites, they are giving you free of free of cost. Like it means that you can use that data, download the data and use it for any purpose. Either you can use it for your research, or either you can use it for your analysis purpose, your study purpose, or something like that. So these kind of data are your open data, right? So once when you are going for these open data are cleaned and uploaded, right? Will be perfect for use, right? So our intention is you must know how to clean the data and how to impute the missing values, missing data inside the data set, and then you have to make it into a perfect data set for your analysis purpose. And then only you can you must know how to transform the data first, and then only you have to load it for your use. But the data which are readily available in your Kaggle.com or other websites, that is ready to load into your workspace for you to work, right? As a research point of view, if you are doing a PhD or something like that, you cannot download a data from your Kaggle.com or dataworld.com for your research, because those data are readily available for you to use, right? So and then this open data, you can see that these open data you can republish it, right? You can republish it without any restrictions or without any copyright or patents or any control, right? It's open. Anyone can use it. That's what the open data is all about. Right? Once when you're starting your data analysis as a new student or something like that, you can take these data sets over from the open database websites like Kaggle, Data World or Open Datas, and then you can work on this, and then you can try to download, or else then you can extract your own data from your social networking site or from some other place where you can generate your own data and work on this, right? Okay, next one. Okay, so you are having this dark data. So you are once when you are having this dark data are that lies dormant in your, even in your mobile device you have this dark data. Even in your laptops you have this dark data, right? So dark data, so it's not being used, right? It's not being used for a long time period. Say for example, when I bought a mobile device, I might have taken my first picture when I bought my mobile, or else I might have downloaded a file, but I have not used that file for more than 3 years or 4 years, right? So these kind of data can also be said as your dark data. Say for example, another example I have given here, the information assets of an organization. So your college collects all your data, right, and stores on regular basis. Like every year they collect the data, and they are not doing anything with the data. They are just storing, they are just saving it, unless until if it is required, they are not using it for any purpose. Just they are having. Otherwise, if you are leaving the college, they are having the data in their database, right, which they are not using it for any. These are all dark data, right? And real-time data. So this real-time data is very good these days, like streaming data. If you are going for a cricket match, or else if you are watching a football match, just something like that. How I can predict a bowler, how I can predict the batsman, how I can predict an opponent, right? So these are all the streaming data which I can predict easily about a particular player or a particular bowler or a particular batsman or something like that, which is presently booming for all the sports activities. So if you are interested, you can switch over to the streaming data analytics, which is real-time data analytics is concerned, right? Okay, next one. Unverified and outdated data. These unverified and outdated data are, nobody has an idea whether it is relevant or accurate or even the right type of data. I want to collect the data from everyone, so I am collecting it from everyone. I don't know whether it is relevant or accurate or something like that. If you go to a shopping mall, they collect your name, they collect your mail ID, they collect your mobile number, they collect your address, everything, right? They don't know why they are collecting it. They don't know what is the intention of this. Sometimes they use only for your business purpose, business in terms of business purpose alone, right? Otherwise they never use it, right? Okay. So and then you are translating data. So this translating data is taken only on demand real-time processing and reporting, right? It's taken only on demand. It's not taken all the time. Only once when the user is in need, then it takes the data. So otherwise, it is not at all being used for your analysis part. Next one. So how you are going to take the data, that is very important. So data today is generated everywhere and it's generated every day, right? Every day data are generated, right? So it means that data size is increasing every day, right? So how efficiently, in an efficient way you're understanding them is very, very important. The first picture shows that the graph database of your social networking site. The second one shows the healthcare data. The third one shows some data storage of a bookshop or something like that. The fourth one shows the image processing data, and fifth one shows some genome sequencing data. So here data, you can see that data are available everywhere in all the fields, especially, right? In whichever field you want to choose, you can choose that particular field and you can work on that particular field for analysis, right? Okay, next one. Okay, now I told you what are all the different types of data you have and how you are going to take the data, all those things. So why we are going for this visualization is very important. Now you have the data, you know how to clean the data, you know how to work on the data, and then how to visualize the data, right? Say for example, if I'm showing you a particular movie, right? If I'm narrating you a story, right? It's hard for you to explain me the story back again with the same scene or something. But in case if you see that particular movie on a theater or in a TV channel or something like that, or else a cartoon network which represents a particular person, that stays in your mind forever, right? So it means that visualization plays a major role in human sense, where it keeps in your mind, it stays in your mind for a longer time period. So visualization is very, very important these days. Say for example, if I want to go to Tirunelveli, I'm just typing Tirunelveli in Google, right? If the Google is giving me some voice message, go turn your right, turn your left, like your message which I'm giving, but sometimes that is not accurate, right? But if I see the map, Google map, right, and if I move based on that particular maps, if I'm going for a new location, right, it makes me easier and it makes me to understand easily, so that I go to that particular location in exact way, accurate way or something. So visualization is very, very important. The people are also expecting visualization only. That is why you can see that see a lot of apps are being familiar these days. Right? Many people do their videos and post it online. Everyone wants to, all the people wants them to be seen by everyone, right? They want to show their talents, put it on the social networking site. They want to talk something, put it on the social networking site, right? So visualization is very, very important. If I am tweeting something, so no one will see my tweet, right? But if Sachin Tendulkar or if Shah Rukh Khan or someone tweets, you can see a lot of people are following him. Many will retweet and that becomes a trend or that becomes something else, right? So visualization, that's also some sort of text data which is being marketed in the social media, right? So that's what the second point which I mentioned, text-based data, right? So text-based data can be exposed and recognized easily with a data visualization software. So text-based data, a lot of meme creators are there. You can see a lot of meme creators. So they put the text alone. They take a particular movie, they add the text alone there. We have to think that, okay, this is that one, this is this one, right? So we have to assume ourselves, think by seeing the text and the memes which they put there on the videos by famous actor or actresses or something like that, right? So and then you can combine visualization into dashboards. You can see a lot of dashboards are available due to this COVID-19. A lot of dashboards are available. You can visualize a lot these kinds of data live on your screen, and then so lot of different information. Say for example, different information from different countries or different information from different domains. I take it in one place and put it in one place and see it on my dashboard, right? So dashboard creation plays a major role these days, because I collect all the data from different sources, from different websites, from different organizations, and put it in one place, and I see the complete visualization part, right? So if you want to become a good data visualization expert, you must tell a story by seeing the visualization part alone, right? So the people who sits behind that doesn't know what type of technology you have used, what type of software you have used, nothing they know, right? So you must tell a story to them stating that, okay, this is the story behind this particular picture, complete history about this complete data set. If I have a 5 GB of data set, I must give everything completely in one picture or something. Okay, so that is a good visualization expert can do, right? Okay. Next one. Okay, what does this data visualization do? I told you about data visualization. What does this data visualization do? So you have to explore the data first. Initially, you know nothing about the data, right? Mainly you're using this data for data exploration. So you explore the data without knowing anything, right? So that is very important. And then you analyze it. So you make some hypothesis, and then you just go you use for your verification of data, falsification of data, right? Like few people would have given some false status, like irrelevant posts or unwanted posts or fake news identification on your social media sites. Immediately when a person is posting, I can identify whether the news is fake or original or something like that, and then I can release it for the website, right? So that can be done. And then present, you can identify with the present data. So everything known about the data, if you know everything about the data, and then you go for use some visualization methods, and then visualization mainly is used for communication of your results. Whatever results you have got, how efficiently you are communicating. You can communicate in different modes, like it can be a graph, or it can be a video, it can be audio, or it can be a animated file or anything, right? It doesn't mean only the text information, right? Okay, next one. Location, next one. Okay, I have given you one such example here. You can see that a graph data, right? So what is a graph data, right? So I think we will have a lot of explanation about this graph data. So many will be having different views on this graph data. If you ask a mathematician, he'll give a different explanation for your graph data. But as a computer professional, you must know these graph data. Mainly we are using it for your social media data, right? So the main intention of this graph data, since we get a large amount of data from your Facebook, Twitter, all those things, so we are representing that by means of a graph, right? A social networking sites, communication networks, how many people I have communicated for the past 1 year using my mobile device, right? How many calls I have made to everyone, either local calls or either international calls, or to some other, based on location. I can put everything on a map and I can show you, right? Stating that I have made 500 calls to US, I have made 500 calls to Bangalore, something like that, right? So it's easy, I can easy, right? Road networks, computer networks, citations, collaborations, relationships, everything can be mentioned by means of graph network. And you can see the graph which is shown parallelly. This is the complete social networking, my login ID, where I'm just taking my friends' data, right? Taking the friends' data, I'm just representing complete data in my in a graph form. You can see the graphs completely. If you zoom it, you can see it. I can show you the demo of this one later in the later stage. You can see the complete graph data, which will be showing you the complete friends list of my Facebook data. I have taken Facebook data completely, and I am showing you how many people are on US, how many people are from Dubai, everything. I'm just showing it on my screen. This, if I'm asking you to find out, you will get into your login, and you will be going to each and everyone's profile, and then you will be checking each one's location separately. And then you will be noting it down in your notepad or in your Excel sheet or something, right? Whereas if I have the data, I can just project it on my graph, and by seeing the graph I can tell that so my strength of my Facebook strength is people from US or people from UK or people from London or something. Okay, so graph data shows the people very easily in an efficient way to understand by seeing the graph itself. Okay. So mainly we are using it for your social network data. Okay, so now I have given you some overview about data analytics. What is hard about data analytics? What you should not do in your data analytics, right? Okay, next slide. So the hard in your data analytics in the past, like these things you should not do in your data analytics, right? So this is very important. Assumptions, you should not assume yourself, right? Say for example, if a row or a column is not entered, or else it is not given there, you should not assume yourself that by taking some value there, and you cannot add the data on your own, right? This is very important. And don't give any ad hoc explanations of data patterns, right? Don't make any randomly, this model will be good or this pattern will be good, or if I'm taking this, I will give a bar chart, I'll give a box plot, I'll give a QQ plot or something like that, right? Don't make any ad hoc explanations about what I do. And don't overgeneralize your data, right? Overgeneralizing is very that won't give you exact analysis part. So and then overgeneralizing is very hard for your data scientists. And then and communication is very important. How you are communicating, right? So the communication is by means of a video, or communication is by means of an audio file, or communication is by means of a GIF file, or whatever it may be, right? So and then a pipeline is very important. You see to that you validate the models and the data pipeline, you just integrate everything, all the data, and then you come out with a conclusion, right? So then you should see that statistical tests are exactly done. So as a data scientist, you must know some basics of statistics, which is very important, and then you go for a data analytics. And then if something goes wrong in the pipeline, data pipeline, so complexity is there in the data pipeline, don't know who to ask. This is very important, right? Because you cannot identify the problem itself, because you can switch over from one phase to another phase easily. Right? So these are all the hard things which you find about data analytics, which you should not do as a data analyst or something like that. So the list of job opportunities which you have for a data analytics, like will be your data scientist, data analyst, your big data scientist, big data analyst, and then so a lot of opportunities are available these days. Next one. So you can select any one topic, like you can specifically use for as a data analyst or a data scientist or something. Next one. Okay, so I have given you the list of data analytics tools, the open source data analytics tools which are readily available. You can use these tools to make the analysis perfectly if the data are clean. Remember, if the data are clean, ready to load, right? You can take those data alone, and then you can go for visualization direct by these data. Open source data analytics tools. You can see Tableau, Public, RaGraph, Candela, Chartered, Datawrapper, Google Data Studio, Google Charts, Leaflet. So here, if you see this, I have given a lot of things. You may have a question that why I am giving you a lot of tools like this, right? So each tool has a separate visualization part here. Say for example, if I am going for heat map, open heat map and my heat map, this gives only the heat maps, right? Colorful heat maps, right? So if I am going for raw graphics, right? Raw graphs, so it takes raw data directly, cleans, and then it gives you the data completely. So and then Candela, if you just take this Candela, it's a web visualization component. It takes all the web data and it gives you a web visualization. If you go for a Charted, it gives exact clean line graphs, bar graphs from your CSV or your spreadsheets, right? So each tool has its own importance. So you can check any one of these tools, or you can download all these tools and you can practice, but it's difficult. Based on the data set which you have, you can select the tool and then you can work on these tools, right? Okay, this slide I think will be uploaded. You can check these tools later also. Okay, next slide. Okay, some of the few open source big data tools which are available. I think you can see Apache Hadoop, Apache Storm, Spark, Cassandra, DB, programming environment, Neo4j, Apache Samoa, right? So a lot of options are available. You can take any one of these and then you can practice with the big data tools, open source big data tools, which will be which you can familiarize yourself with the analysis part and visualization part. Okay. Next one. It's not possible. Okay, now I told you about the social networking. I have given you an idea about data analytics, what you can do, what you cannot do, and some open source tools also. As a social networking sites, everyone will be in your social networking sites these days, like Facebook, YouTube, and then your Insta, all those things. So what is the main intention of going for the social networking site? You must know at least some basics of the social networks, right? So there's a social network. The definition goes. I think I've given you the definition. You can see that. You can see the set of networks and the relationship with other networks. Relationship in the sense it may be a friend or it may be something else or something like that, right? So you can see that a network can have few or many nodes or networks, right? And the relations between the pair of actors. If you have a node and then how much pair of nodes it's having, it's being connected, you can find out the relations between that, right? What is the relations between that, a friend of a friend or it's a family member or something like that, right? So everything can be identified easily by your social networking site. So what is the intention of these social networks? So how you are creating this social network? I'll just show you an example also here today. It's like this. So once when you are going for the social network, it contains actors and then three types of notations are being mentioned: graph theoretic, algebraic, and sociometric notations. So this graph theoretic and algebraic and sociometric notations will be having some sort of relations among each all those things, or else all the things are being using a single login. You can connect it to all the three. And next one, so once when you are going for these kind of notations like graph theoretic, algebraic, and sociometric, so these graph theoretic notations, initially you can see that. Okay, I think I'll explain you that. So before that, you can see that what are all the things you can do in social network. I think you are very familiar in all those things. I think first, even then, I'll just give you an idea about friendships, contacts, developing friendships, contacts, and then representing yourself online always, online presence, creating and developing an online presence, content, finding information, viewing, creating a customizing profiles, right? So a lot of social networking sites are giving you a lot of customizing profiles. Authoring and uploading content. I think authoring and uploading content like your YouTube videos which you author and you upload, and adding and sharing content. You can add and share a content in case if your YouTube is concerned, and then posting messages, public or private, collaborating with other people, right? Even if it's an unknown people. So a lot of other things are also there. Just I mentioned only few, right? Okay. Next one. So how we are going to do this, and what is the main intention of doing all these things? So once when you are going for these things in your social network, how do you create a small network, right? So you can see that representation of small network I have mentioned here with matrices and graphs. You can see I have given a small matrices. You can see that Anne and Rob is connected. You can see I have mentioned 1, 2, 3, 4 nodes there. And if I have a connection, I am mentioning it as 1. You can see that Anne to Rob is connected, so I am mentioning it as 1. And Anne to Sue is not connected, so I am mentioning it as 0. And Anne to Nick is not connected, so I am mentioning it as 0. I hope you can understand it easily by just seeing this picture, right? So the representation of social network is also something like this. If it is a connected network, you give it as 1. If it is not connected, you just mention it as 0. And Anne to Anne, I think it's not, you cannot connect it, so it's mentioned as icons. Okay, next one. Okay, I mentioned about this sociograms, right? So the labeled circles represent actors. The labeled circles in the sense Anne is mentioned by labeled circle that represent an actor. The line segments represent the ties, the line segment which you are representing there. And then graph 1 or 2 relationships, types of relationships may represent 1 or more type of relations. One person can be connected to more number of relations. And then the tie can be a directed or undirected graphs. Arrows represent a direct ties. So if I am mentioning it as an arrow, it represents a direct tie. If I am not mentioning, it's represented as an undirected graph. And the next one. Okay. You can see a lot of tools. I have mentioned one such tool here, a Crackplot. Right, you can see a Crackplot tool is here. It's a network visualization tool for social networks. So it's easy and it's quick for you to run. Right. So if I want to take all my Facebook data, and I have started my Facebook from 2007 or 2009 or something like that, I want to check all the pictures which I posted in one screen, or if I want to check all my friends in one screen, using this crack plot, you can download your Facebook data and you can use this crack plot open source software, and then you can visualize everything on a single screen. Right? It's easy for you to do it okay, for your social networking data sites. This crack plot will be a very good visualization software for you to use, and it's highly customizable. You can do whatever you want, colors, all those things can be done using the crack plot. Okay, next slide. Next slide. Okay, so connections, the connection size, the number of nodes you have depends upon the size. Say for example, I'm having 5 friends or 1,000 friends or something like that. The size of my node will be 500 or 499, including my node it will be 500. The density, the number of ties that are present, the amount that are ties present, the density, that depends upon the density. And then out degrees, the number of nodes which is going outside my node. Right, sum of connections from actors to others. Say for example, I am having 500 connections, my out degree is 500, right? And then in degree, the number of connections to the actor, right? Number of people who are connecting towards me is like 200, so my in degree will be 2. And the diameter, the greatest least distance between any actor, the distance between two actors, right? So based on this diameter only, they are finding out this. Nearby friends in your Facebook. I think you can see nearby friends in your Facebook. Go to your Facebook and you can see nearby friends. Who are the nearby friends? So it depends. If he is my Facebook friend, it identifies and tells me that this person is nearby. Right? So the maximum greatest distance between actors and another is being identified by the nearbys. Okay. Next one. Okay, so some measures of distance. So walk in the sense the relations that begins and ends with the actor. Say for example, if my path is if I am traveling from Vellore to Arcad and Arcad to Chennai and Chennai to Bangalore or something like that, so my walk path is being identified easily, right? Okay, that's how Facebook knows wherever you are just moving from location to location. And geodesic distance, so it identifies the shortest path, right? The shortest path, people who are very close by, it identifies shortest possible walk from one actor to another actor, the shortest my closest friends, it easily identifies and it tells me the maximum flow, the near pathways of target. It means that the different actors in the neighborhood, so how they are targeting and then how I am able to reach them, so that is also possible. You can easily find out. So these are all some sort of measures you can add easily for us to identify persons on your social networking sites. Okay, next one. So that's what I mentioned about this in degrees and out degrees. So in degree is nothing but the connections which are coming inside. Out degrees are nothing but connections which are going outside. Closeness centrality. So closeness centrality is about a distance of one actor, that is your node, and then all other nodes in the network. Right? How close you are to all the other nodes. Right? Say for example, if I am having nodes in Vellore, Chennai, Delhi, Mumbai, Calcutta and Jammu and Kashmir, how close I am to all those persons, right? It identifies the closeness centrality, betweenness centrality, right? How frequently an actor by means of geodesic distance, by means of geopath, so I'll identify the betweenness centrality between the actor and all the other nodes in my network. Right, so these are all some sort of measures. So for the closeness centrality, betweenness centrality, so you have some mathematical calculations to identify all this. So this is, which is very important, right? If you are going to work on this Facebook or some other social networking site, if you're trying to search for all those jobs in all these areas, so you must know how to find out the mathematical part of your degrees, closeness centrality, betweenness centrality. You must know how to work on this mathematical methods, which is very important. I'm not just showing all those things. Okay, next one. Okay, SNA applications, the social network applications, analysis applications. It can be it can be used for your marketing, advertising, political issues, even like political issues. How you are using it in a political issue. You can take all the speeches of a particular person and you can put it on a word cloud, and you can say that this particular politician is using bad words always. This particular politician is using this specific word always. You can use it in a political issue also. You can use it for travels, guides. You can make it as a guide also, like Make My Trip. All those sites are all using these kind of applications. They are connecting. Once when you are connecting it to your social networking sites like Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter, they take all your data and they use it for your travel purpose. How many places you have located, they can easily identify from Facebook, and then in case if any hotels are available in that particular location, they can easily target you for offers or something like that, giving you some offers or something like that. And job sites, even Naukri, all those things are also targeting social networking sites. You can see LinkedIn. I think you can see LinkedIn is posting a lot of job offers in your LinkedIn site, which is a very good social networking site for if you're in search of a job, or if you want to increase your research area, you can log into LinkedIn and you can go for that. And then medical purpose, social networking site is used for a medical purpose also. Nowadays all the hospitals, everything is being connected to online, so even social networking helps in your medical field, and it is used in defense also, like for terrorist networks. So everything they are having a separate network, and then they are trying to connect between all the peoples inside that network, right? Okay, and next one. Okay, so I mentioned about one case study about this text mining and its applications in social media. So what type of text mining data you are going to use? So you are having a lot of text mining, text data which are readily available. As I told you, it may be a speech, or it may be your WhatsApp chat analysis, or it may be your Facebook chat analysis, or it may be your tweets, whichever you are tweeting, and retweets which are done for the particular tweet, or else the comments which are given for your YouTube video, or comments which are given for your Facebook video or audio or something. You take all those text data alone, and I clean the data, right? As I told you, cleaning is very, very important. I clean the data. Cleaning the data in the sense I remove all the emojis, I remove all the videos, I remove all the audio files, and then I have only the text informations, right? Text informations. If you just take this WhatsApp chat analysis, I think if you go to your WhatsApp web, there you can download all the chat about a particular group, right? You have that option, right? So there you can download it, and then you can clean the data, and then you can use it for your text mining, right? So now what I'll just show you is about the text mining and its applications in your social media data. Okay, next slide. So once when you're going for this text mining, the efficient way of using this text data is cleaning the data. That is very important, right? Without cleaning, it's not possible for you to use the text data efficiently. So the text data, if you are downloading it, you must clean the data. So the readily cleaned data are available, as I told you, in your Kaggle, Data World, a lot of other sites, right? But that's not an efficient way of doing a data analysis as a data analyst or a data scientist, right? So once when you are going for your text data, it is also called as a text data mining, right? You mine the text data, then you visualize something out of the text. I have shown you the picture of the text data, so you can see that text, information, learning, mining, right? So these four are being most frequently used, since that is very big. So these are more frequently used in the chat, whatever we are having, right? So once when you are going for this text data, if you are downloading your complete WhatsApp chat group analysis, which was there from 2007 to 2020, or it's 2017 to 2020, I'm taking all the chat which was done by all my friends from 2017 to for the past 3 years. That is possible. Now once when I'm taking it, many people would have given a lot of emojis in the chat, many people would have given a lot of videos, many people would have shared a lot of forwards, right? So now this is having an unstructured format, right? This is not having a proper structure which is used for your text mining, right? If I am going for a text data which has to be mined, I need only the text data in that particular time period, right? Now I am cleaning all the text data, right? Okay, next one. So once when you are going for this text mining data, you can see the picture, right? Why do we use this text mining, right? So text mining, I can easily predict something out of this text data which I have. As I mentioned in the previous thing, if I want to identify about a particular politician, or else if I want to identify about a particular person whom he supports, for example, you can take a recent politician like Rajinikanth or something like that. You just take that particular person. All the speech which was given by Rajinikanth, I'm just taking it, and then I'm comparing that speech with all the other politicians who were earlier, like Indira Gandhi, Modi, or something like that. And the similarity measure, I can identify easily whom he supports to. Right, by the way he speaks, I can easily identify whom he supports to. Even if he is saying no, something will be. I can predict something out of that. Right? That is my prediction. Right. So you can do a lot of things like this. Right. So you can generate a lot of new informations. That is what I've said about this. A lot of new informations are nothing but I analyze it and I predict it. I use it for prediction. Right. So, and I populate the database where with the information extracted, I just extract it and I just share it with everyone so that everyone knows about this text mining, right? So this is also one way of using the text mining very efficiently and properly. Next one. Okay. So text, so collect large volumes of textual data. Say for example, if you are having 1 MB or 10 MB of data, so that's not text mining, right? It's data are very less, right? You must take huge data, right? That is very important, right? Once you have the characteristics of text, you can see that thousands of words are available. Noisy data will be available there. You have to remove all the noisy data like emojis, audios, videos, a lot of other formats, whatever you have. Enormous data or misleading data will be available. Misleading data which will not give you exact text mining. And unstructured data, so chat room conversations, the normal speech, right? So which is there in your speech format, you can convert it into text and then you can go for text analysis. And then sentence ambiguity will be there, word ambiguity will be there. You have to remove all these, and then only you have to go for this text data visualization or text data analytics. Okay, so why I have opted for this text data analytics? Because everyone is using these text data these days, either by means of WhatsApp or either by means of Twitter or either by means of YouTube. You just give your comments these days to the videos which is being posted online. So that's why once when you're going for this, I can tell you how many people are giving positive comments or how many people are giving negative comments. The sentimental analysis, right? Say for example, recently I think you have heard about this Sushant Singh Rajput, right? So we can take all the tweets which are being given by all the people, and we easily predict that people who supports whom, what is the basic reason behind this. Right, whether people are giving positive comment about this, whether people are giving negative comment about this, right, about this particular incident, whom they are against, right? We can easily identify and we can tell, right? So something can be done out of this text information. Text data are very, very powerful these days, by means of Twitter, by means of YouTube, or by means of Instagram or whatever. Rather than your video files, because videos may have some fake videos, they may morph the videos or they may do something else with the videos. But text data is concerned, text data are very, very accurate, because you type something and you post something over there, right? Okay, and next one.
Sorry to interrupt you, sir. For your kind information, the meeting is scheduled up to 12:30, sir.
Okay, 10 minutes, we will complete it.
Its time is now 12:25. I don't know whether it will get terminated automatically or not. That's it.
Okay, we will close it soon.
Okay, that's it.
Okay, I think since the time is running out, I think I'll just make it fast.
Just 4 minutes more.
Yeah, I'll make it fast. Okay, text processing, you can see that text cleanup is very, very important, and then tokenization is very, very important. So breaking up of words, text, phrases, symbols, images, videos, that tokenization is very, very important. Hello?
Yes. Hello, sir.
Yeah. So text cleaning is very, very important by means of dealing tables, figures, formulas, everything. images, everything has to be removed. Next slide, please. So in the next slide, you can see that how text mining is integrating with all the other fields like natural language processing, your data analytics, data mining. So all the other things are being explained in the next slide. Next slide, please. Make it fast, please. Okay, so how text mining versus data mining and web mining, you can see that text mining patterns are extracted from natural language texting, and then text mining in social media, you can see that people use social media to communicate. You can see that text mining can be used for your social media, for your research, and then traditional mining was your model text mining, blogger, Twitter, Facebook. So your human interaction, and it's a collective behavior where you can give rich information and you can give poor information also, where it how you are taking it is very important in social media these days. Okay, next slide. Okay, next slide. Okay, so distinct aspects of social media is time sensitivity, right? Short length, unstructured phrases, right? No one can predict what type of phrase you are going to type. The length, short length by means of your Twitter is concerned, short length, and time sensitive. Time sensitive is very, very important because when you are posting, it is very important these days. And what type of comment you are posting is very important. Length is also very, very important. If I am giving you 100 lines of message, no one is ready to read these days. Right, unstructured phrase, so it doesn't mean that I should include only text on my face. I can include symbols also in my face nowadays. A lot of people are giving symbols to represent themselves in the social media sites. Next one, Lokesh. Okay. So once when you are going for this Twitter is concerned, I think you know the maximum number of length of messages which you can post on Twitter, right? So it's being restricted to Twitter's length of messages are being restricted always. So once when you are going for this Twitter length of data, so the length of data matters here. So the shortest length, and then time sensitivity, as I mentioned, about 140 character rule in case of Twitter is concerned. And then short messages will be a new challenging for all your text messages, and all the texts are in unstructured phrases. You don't have any structured phrases in your social networking site. And then time sensitivity, as I mentioned, you can see that the people who will not be interested in a movie. So time sensitive in the sense that, for example, if a movie is released, you are not seeing the movie, and after several months, if most of your friends are recommending that movie for you, you might sit and watch that particular movie. Right, so this is some sort of recommendations which help the movie to be seen again, and after 1 year or 2 years or 3 years also, right? So the how recommendation helps people to watch the movie again and again, right? So this is also one sort of helpful, where time sensitivity is important in case of social media site. And next one, Lokesh. Lokesh, next one. And the shortest length, as I mentioned, Twitter is having a 140 character length rule. Personal status, Windows live message gives 120 character personal rule. And short messages, you can see that participations in the social media applications these days. And then SMS is becoming very short. Like short messaging is also being a new challenge for your text mining these days. Okay, and then next one, Lakesh. Okay, the last slide, aspect 3, unstructured phrases. So once when you are having unstructured phrases, just filtering and ranking more will be very complex in case if you are having more unstructured phrases, right? And then computers or softwares, whatever softwares you use, will be finding difficulty in case of semantic behaviors and new abbreviations or acronyms which you are using in your social media data. So unstructured phrases are very, very difficult for you to remove or for you to take it out for your text mining analysis.